We're going to do 6 movements of the spine from a sitting on the floor position. Now you could do this on a chair, however, this is a little bit more advanced. So if you can get down to the floor comfortably, you may want to try this. You could even do it on your bed, so you could be doing it sitting on your bed. This one will kind of require legs out long. I have another pillow just underneath my buttocks, so it helps support me. Without it, I may fall back like this. So with it, it just helps me help myself stay upright. Okay, so the first 2 movements of the spine, which is a rounding and a lengthening. It's like a cat and a cow or a puppy dog. We're going to just let the legs stay long. Your feet are not pointed and they're not flexed hard. They're sort of in between. So we just want to keep those relaxed. What we're working on here is the rounding of the back. Now, as we round the spine, so if you can see it, I'm turned to the side on purpose. You can also let your arms kind of support you by sliding along your legs. Now, if I'm here, if this is all I can do with my round, I don't want my arms all the way out here, because as soon as I lift my elbows, my shoulders want to come up. So I want to have my hands as far out as I can with my elbows still being able to come down onto the legs, shoulders down. Eyes are looking down towards the floor. Oh, and my cat, Izzy, is joining us, I believe. Okay, now, the next part, what can help your cue is the arms start to slide back towards the hip. Oh, you can't see it. Listen, Miss Izzy, can you move? Thank you. All right, and the spine begins to lengthen. Now, if I want a cow or puppy dog, I really want to start with looking upwards towards the sky, chin up, and eyes might go up as well. Now, you can't see my lower back because Miss Izzy's there, so we're going to invite her to move. Thank you, Izzy. I'm going to move my arms for a second. So if I lengthen up my spine, you can see if I'm really trying to look up and back, how the lower back starts to get quite a big arch in it. I want to modify that arch. I don't want to emphasize it so much and make it all work from there. So I want to really just modify it, feel my sitting bones still as I'm lifting up the chin and lifting up the eyes. Good. And then we're going to go back the other way. We'll do this a little quicker. Let's take a breath in. Breathe out. Start to slide the hands forward, rounding the back. Eyes are down, elbows are down, shoulders are down. Breathing in, breathing out, and lengthening spine. Still feeling your sitting bones. Chin up, eyes up, shoulders down. Breathing in and breathing out, rounding once more. Good. Breathing in, breathing out, and we're just going to come back to center here. Good. So those are the first 2 movements of the spine, the cat and the cow, the arch and the lengthen, kind of arching a bit the other way. All right, I'm going to turn back towards you to show you the next one. So for this one, you could have your knees bent like this. If this is not an easy position for you, you can just place your knees up like this, out in front. And if this isn't easy for you, let your legs go long, but keep them slightly apart. All right, again, I'm going to come up onto my pillow a little bit to let myself have a little more space in my hips. I'm going to do this with my legs folded. we're simply going to do the lateral movement of the spine, or a half moon pose. We're going to take one arm down by your side, and you're not going to lean into it. We're not going to reach. What we're doing is we're just letting that spine come off on a curve, like a half moon. Let's breathe in, breathe out, feel your sitting bones, breathe in, and then when you breathe out this time, we're going to keep that and come back to the center. Let's just do that on the other side. So the other hand can come down. So we're not pushing hard into this hand. It's just there kind of as a post. And I'm going to let myself arch over to this side. So my head hasn't gone out of line. I'm not tipping my ear. It's just that that movement of arching through the spine is bringing the head along with it. Good. Breathing in and breathing out. Bring it back to center. Check in. If there's any complaints in your legs, your hips, and you need to change positions, go ahead and change positions. I'm going to try it this time with my knees bent, taking one arm to the side. So I'm going to start to tip, and notice when I tip here, like I'm sort of leaning, okay, my shoulder's coming up. I may want to take it just slightly out further. So I want to keep space between the ear and the shoulder. I'm arched. I don't know if you can see my body. I'll move my legs for a second. I'm arched. I also don't want to be falling back here. So remember that pillow under here. We want to keep our spine lengthened and tilted. Good. Let's breathe in. And then slowly breathe out and bring that back. Taking it to the other side. So try it with the knees bent first. Start to tilt. Shoulder down. Good. All right, so check in. I feel on this side that I collapse back, so I'm really trying to adjust it so the movement is up and arched. Good. Breathing in and breathing out, bringing it back to center. Okay. If you were going to do this on a chair, you can actually use the hand outside the chair, and you want to make sure you're not going to fall over and off the chair. So you want to make sure that maybe the other hand holds the chair so that you don't fall. Okay, the third one is a spinal twist. All right, so one of the things that with the spinal twist, it doesn't have to be huge to be a twist. I've brought a stick. Now the stick is there to guide me. I'll try to put it in front of my nose. There you go. So the stick is going to guide me. And what this helps you maybe as a viewer see is that if I want to do a spinal twist, I want to make sure my spine kind of stays in line with this stick. All right, so I'm going to show you the other way when I go to the other side. So if I'm not really paying attention, I end up kind of almost tucking into the side, and I sort of start to come offline here. So I'm kind of now leaning towards that side. I'm not doing a spinal twist. I'm doing a lean and a twist, and I'm not doing myself the good that I'm trying to do. So I'm going to go back that way. I'm holding the stick with one hand because there's no one else to hold the stick, and my cat is not going to do that for us. So I'm going to put the other hand just down on the thigh, and this is the elbow. I'm going to start to bring back. I can see myself going off again, right? So we want to stay lengthened and turn. So I see on this side, I can only turn slightly to do that spinal twist. So you might find that you can only turn slightly on one side, and on the other side, you might be able to turn a lot more and and still maintain that lengthened spine. This is an experiment. Everything we do in practice is really an experiment, and the awareness is even more important than the actual movement. So we want to try that. So let's try turning to one side and letting that elbow come back. And let's talk about the head for a moment. So if your head kind of turns along with the spine, that's probably enough. You may have tons more flexibility in your neck, but when you turn your neck and your spine is not turned that way, you can cut off your sense of breathing. So we want to have the head only comfortably turned. Good, let's breathe in. As you breathe out, take it back to the center. And then we're going to go the other way. So maybe on this side you want to really pay attention, or maybe you have a little bit more movement. And again, finding a gentle twist without overemphasizing the head. Good. Breathing in and breathing out and bringing it back to center. So when you find these awarenesses and you're like, oh, now I can't ever twist that way further, I'm going to go out of line. That's not true. But what is important is the awareness and to practice. So you might want to practice in front of a Zoom screen. Just put yourself on Zoom so you have a screen. Maybe you can find a stick or a broom handle and you would hold it with one hand and just sort of see, can I twist without losing that whole integrity of my spine? And then when you start to notice it, it's like, okay, what do I need to do? I feel it. My lower spine needs to turn a little more, not my shoulders and not my head. All right, I can move it a micro bit more. Let's breathe in and take it back. And so you would practice slight movements beyond where you currently are until the brain registers that movement in the body and it becomes more natural. So just to unwind out of all of these spine movements, so we've done the cat, the cow, we've done the lateral movement in the half moon movements on both sides, and a spinal twist one way and a spinal twist the other way. Let's just take our knees either bent if that works for you, or out wide if that is more comfortable. And we're just going to circle around here. Feel your sitting bone on one side and your sitting bone on the other side, and then just go the other way. Good. Bring it back to center. Pause. Let's bring our hands in front of our hearts. Take a breath in and a slow breath out. Namaste. Namaste, Izzy. She says namaste too. Have a great day.